Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. Inside of my pocket, I have a frightened hamster. Actually, she's not frightened. She's been in my pocket, but I did frighten her when I woke her up. I woke her up, and she didn't, because she just woke up. She freaked out and panicked, and so she's okay now. I feel bad that I woke her up. I didn't mean to scare her. I love my little hammies and I hate scaring them. But the day before, sorry about that, little one. Clearing my throat scared her. But she had had some fleas on her, and so I went and got the rosemary seasoning and I sprinkled it all in her cage. And then I got actual fresh rosemary the next day, but I crumpled it up and I put that thing inside of her cage, and she had mass fleas on her the other day. Now, I just found one. I knew it was going to be there, but she'd had a lot before, so hopefully the rosemary is helping. And I'm going to call up the pet stores and see if they have anything for fleas or any ideas, because I've got the rosemary, and hopefully she's eating it. I'd put a sprig of it in her cage, and then she was sleeping on top of it, so that's a good start. Hopefully she was eating it and such, so that'll be good. She's a good hamster, and I don't want her troubled by fleas. So, good start though. We've got the rosemary in there. In fact, her cage still smells delicious. I put the cage lid back to reach in and grab her, and it's like, oh, that smells nice. So, definitely a thumbs up. So, hopefully I'll be able to get rid of the fleas and be able to do that well. I gotta get a flea collar for my cat. That's the only real way I know of to treat her fleas. Flea powder is not really good. I mean, flea collars aren't good either, but I had one on her before and it worked. So, kind of need to do it the way it is, but I get my disability on the 3rd, and I don't have any money until then, so they're not expensive. I don't mind buying one. It's just I can't do that until my disability shows up. So thumbs up for that. And then she'll have another flea collar. I'll have to make sure it's on loosely. The last one we had was a little bit too tight. Unfortunately, I let my housemates put it on her, and it was a little too tight, but it kept her fleas off. It just caused some issues. When I put it on, it's going to be nice and loose. 2 fingers underneath it. She doesn't mind wearing a collar, so that's okay. And then it'll get rid of her fleas, and then once her fleas are gone, then I can come up with... It's a... treat it quick and hard to get rid of them, even though it's not the best way, and then afterward, maintenance with the good stuff to make sure they stay off. Because she is an outside kitty as well as an inside kitty. She's always been that way, so she absolutely loves going outside. In fact, telling the story again, I cannot remember the entire date timeline because of my depression and more. I'm not really good at remembering exact timeline stuff. I mean, I remember I married my wife in 2002, March 2002. When did we have this issue with the cats? When I say issue with the cats is one of the cats that we'd had gotten pregnant, had kittens. We couldn't deal with all the kittens, and so my brother-in-law's family took all the kittens. One of the kittens was Emilia. It was like 2003? 2004? I think, when Jennifer was in the hospital with her heart surgery. So it was 2 years in, so it must have been around 2004-ish? I can't remember exactly. But I couldn't take care of... I had to leave to come into the hospital to see Jennifer, and I couldn't take care of any animals. And kittens they need work and help, and you got to keep things clean, and I just couldn't. And so my brother-in-law's family came, got the cats, and took care of them, and then here she is. And she's always been an inside-outside cat, and she's been an incredible cat, very smart, and very, very capable of surviving. At one point, there were wild dogs in our neighborhood, and 90% of all the animals in the neighborhood vanished, killed by all the dogs. And most people's house pets, cats, were killed. Emilia was still kept going inside and outside and was one of the survivors because she is good at surviving stuff. And she's also really, really smart because some other cats have gotten like trapped inside of the trailers because my brother-in-law and all of their family used to have a couple RVs and trailers, and they collected stuff. And so people would go into the trailers, and cats, a lot of cats, and so occasionally a cat would get locked in the trailer, and Emilia would not leave the trailer. She would go to the trailer and then come back and then trailer until people would go like, well, what's going on? Okay, Emilia, let's go check this out. And then ba-dum. The cat gets out. So she's smart, and she's just really good at surviving, but she's also an outdoor kitty. Just, she's unhappy if she can't go outside. So two reasons I have the window open. I pointed too far over so you couldn't see my hand. But two reasons I have the window open over there. One is fresh air. It doesn't matter how cold it is outside. I need fresh, moving air. Stagnant air is just so uncomfortable. It hurts my skin, it hurts my lungs. So I've got to have fresh air and moving air. And the other thing is, it allows her to go outside whenever she wants to go outside. Because when I moved from my brother-in-law's house, you're not allowed to have cats here in this place. So I left Emilia with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. And a couple days after we moved here, because they were moving too. They had to move, we had to move, he lost his house, I was living in his garage, so they gave the house back, and not much I could do, I had to move. But a couple days after moving, Emilia showed up on my door. And so we've been taking care of her. So that's a very good thing. She tracked me down. My in-laws did not move far away. It doesn't take like 30 seconds to move there. It takes like 5 to 10 minutes walking. So it's within walking range. So they moved close. We're both on south side of Shelton, which, you know, south side of Shelton's pretty big, but it's hills, and we're just not that far away from each other. Shelton is small. I mean, we're under 10,000 people. So, tiny little place. Ravaged by heroin and meth. Thumbs up for that. We have a huge number, not huge, I shouldn't put it that way. We have a large number of people who really, really need mental help that are homeless. And another reason I wouldn't want to be homeless is I wouldn't want to end up trying to survive on the streets when most of the other people out on the streets are not healthy up here. So, I mean, it's not their fault, and they need help. And this is America back in the 1980s when Ronald Reagan shut down a bunch of the mental hospitals, 90% of them, and then they turned all the people that needed all that help in the hospitals just out onto the street, where they all, well, didn't all, but about 90% of them died horribly because they needed to be they needed help, and instead they were just kicked out. So yeah, I love like conservatism, but that's enough for politics. So it's not exactly fun and wonderful, and I come across some people when I'm out walking where they've got their blankets and stuff all set up and trying to stay warm, and when it's really cold. Ugh. So it's fun, it's exciting. Life is joyous at times. It can be, of course, but doesn't always have to be. I mean, it should be. Life really should be joyous, but it isn't always. And that's life too. Thumbs up. I was going to show some what like the oil stuff looks like, but I forgot to leave any of my cannabis oil containers out. So I'm sorry. Instead, all I've got is just, this is my bud for the day. This is my pain control that's left. So I have been, excuse me. Good Lord, that was like I was out of a spaceship or something and then calling for help. I have been sleeping pretty well, and that is a good thing. I tank up on THC before going to bed, and like last night, I was before, oh well, it was about 1 o'clock-ish when I got to bed, and so I set my alarm for like 20 to 7. But pain woke me up a little after 6, and so I had to get up that way. But 5 hours, I mean, I slept a straight shot all the way through. And that's good. I mean, when we first moved in here and I was trying to sleep, I'd go to bed at 2 o'clock and I would be up at 4 from pain. So the fact that I can go to bed at 1 and sleep until 6, that's a good change. I wish it was better. I'd like to be able to sleep 8 hours, but I don't know how that can happen. Not the way everything hurts. I mean, sometimes I wake up and it's like, I hurt all the way from the tippy top of my head all the way down to my toes. Every one of my skeletal muscles hurts. So you can't sleep when that's going on. Ugh. Bad enough when you're trying to eke out a little bit of extra sleep when you have to urinate. Everybody knows that feeling. It's like, maybe I can sleep a little more, but I gotta urinate, so I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep. But I'm warm and I'm tired, but I gotta urinate. So, yeah, I have those times. So it's not always just pain that wakes me up. Sometimes it is a full bladder. I still have to fix all of... I got rid of the pumpkins, at least, so, you know, I got rid of most of the pumpkins? What is that? Oh, that's a book cover. It has a pumpkin on it. They're actually a furry monster. It's not a pumpkin at all. But at least I got rid of those. Now I just have to get rid of the rest of the Halloween decorations so that I can finally put up some Christmas lights to celebrate the latest holiday season. Yeah. Thumbs up for that. Oh well, it's going to be a short vlog today because I can't think of anything to talk about. I talk to keep my brain activated and moving, but some days, like today, I just can't think of enough to talk about. So, thumbs up for that. Pretty tired, even though it's a different kind of tired. The tired I used to be was exhausted from not being able to sleep. Now I'm tired because I'm exhausted because I can't sleep. But it's a different quality, a different type, it feels. Anyway, though, I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Hokey smokes. Good Lord. Not a flea bite, no bite at all. It's just all of a sudden my flesh started to itch. Huh. So I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. Whether it is a good comment, a bad comment, an indifferent comment, thank you for having left me a comment. And if I mispronounce a username, no disrespect isn't intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're not good at pronouncing things like that. And, let's see. Oh yes, it's a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count in American Sign Language right in front of my own face here, depression, fibro. It is less than the 50 or so pages to get to 24 hours, so that's good. It used to be like page after page of Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast doesn't even know I exist, so that was a lot of pages to get through. Excuse me. Taylor Means, greatly appreciated. Emmy Grant, thumbs up and thank you. Barlog, thumbs up. Fuckboy Power, heck of a name, thank you very much. Puffy Cloud, greatly appreciated. Michael McFarland, thumbs up and thank you very much. Tundra Keeper, thumbs up and thank you. N4 Nally? I'm not sure how that would be pronounced, but thank you very, very much. And Lovely Lane, thank you very, very much. John Flyer, J-H-O-N, thank you very much. Kit Kat Not Here, thumbs up and thank you. Dax Carr, greatly appreciated. Mad Salad, greatly appreciated. John Timing, thumbs up and thank you. Kalima, I sure hope I'm close, but I bet I'm not. But thank you very, very much. Len XYZ, thumbs up and thank you again. Wild Schweb, greatly appreciated. Moonshiner, thumbs up and thank you. Brian Glenn, thank you very, very much. My in-laws are... Life is life. Dan Scott, thumbs up and thank you. And Gavin, enough said, thank you very, very much. Haley Wood, greatly appreciated. Tom Haynes, thumbs up and thank you. Dreadnought1, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Brown Potato, heck of a name, thank you very, very much. Each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Thank you very much, it is appreciated. If you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. I kept falling asleep again last night. Hit a really bad one, like it was between 4 and 6 I fell asleep. And it was bad. But what was I saying? Got confused about that, but oh yeah, my various things. So if you could check out those various links down there, that would be awesome. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Now, if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Greatly appreciated. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very awesome. Greatly appreciated. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you can, and if you are down with it, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time, which will hopefully be longer than next Tuesday, because worldwide global extinction on Tuesday would suck. Really would. Anyway, though, thank you all so very, very much for coming along with me on this daily journey of exploration. I need to talk and get the stuff out of my head, so thank you. I am a talker, and if I can't talk, my brain doesn't work. And I don't have any real face-to-face, meet space, IRL friends anymore. I'm very isolated. Almost... Well, yeah, there's being alone and there's being isolated. And I'm kind of between, because I don't have any face-to-face meet space IRL friends. I don't have any of that connection with people. I talk with people, and you know, I talk to my housemates when they talk, which ain't often. So there's that, but I don't really have anyone I can just sit down and talk to. So thank you very, very much. It is appreciated, and this channel and going to therapy and being able to talk has been a cornerstone, the foundation of my recovery from just my depression, because I have biochemical disorder, so I've got a mental illness. I am depressed. I have depression from the death of my wife, unprocessed depression and grief and mourning because my mother died last April. So there's a lot of stuff I'm trying to deal with, and not being able to talk about it was just killing me before. So now that I can, now that I've started my channel, now that I can talk about stuff, it has been the cornerstone of my recovery. I have put myself back together. My psyche exploded after the death of my wife. There was nothing left. And since that time and now, I have been putting my psyche back together. I'm about 25% there. I got a lot of the bigger pieces in. I'm working on the rest of the foundation so I can keep building the rest of me back up. Thank you very much for coming along with me on this journey of exploration as I do so. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Oh shucks, look at that. Well, hopefully I'm going to have a reaction video, hopefully a game video, hopefully a game video for my game channel, Pandora NYC1. I'm doing your birthday doodle today. I am so sorry that I kept falling asleep. There's going to be no reaction today. It's going to be the birthday doodle for Pandora NYC1. So you all take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that, my friend, is a very good thing.